Hey, what is up guys, it's my guy Lights here. Today we're back at it again with a brand new video. Today we're doing another cheat review, and right before we get into that I want to say a few things. First of all, I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a little bit. The world's been kind of crazy recently with the whole thing going on with the virus, and I was actually pretty sick myself. I got tested for it and I tested negative, so that's good. But I was pretty sick and I lost my voice, so I tried streaming a little bit, but I just couldn't do it with my voice being the way it was. So now that my voice is back to normal, well, almost normal at least, I will be making videos and streaming more. I should be streaming way more often, so if you want to check that out, be sure to subscribe so you never miss out. Anyways, another thing I want to announce is I am doing a giveaway for a Onetap sub. All you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be picking a random comment for the winner, and I'll be checking that you liked and subscribed. So with that out of the way, one more thing I'd like to announce. I'm no longer partnered with the old website for rank 2 CSGO accounts that I used to be partnered with. I'm now partnered with rank2.me. If you guys want to check them out, their link will be in the description. I'm partial owner of this actually, and we sell the same exact thing they do, the previous partnership, but at a cheaper cost. And so if you guys want to go check that out, you can. 15 cents for CSGO rank 2 accounts, so go check that out in the description. Now that we got all that out of the way, I want to start the review. If you haven't seen this cheat, or you don't know just by the visuals or the thing on the bottom of my screen, we are reviewing Millionware today. And if you do not know what Millionware is, you've probably been living under a rock, because this has been one of the most popular cheats in the last few months. I'm not exactly sure why, but there's a lot of people right now that are really into movement, especially in the CSGO hacking community, and this is definitely one of the most popular movement cheats out there. For those of you that don't know what a movement cheat is, it basically gives you these options like jump bug and edge bug and just all these automatic things that are possible to do without cheats, but are really hard for the most part, and it just allows people that know nothing about movement to do some decently simplistic movement stuff, but it also allows people that are really good at movement to do some really crazy stuff with movement. So that's essentially what a movement cheat is. It allows you to do stuff that is just a little bit cooler than normal, and I'll put some clips on the screen so you guys can see exactly what I mean by that. But yeah, so that's what this cheat is. It's a movement cheat. It's not really under the category of a legit cheat, although it does have legit options, and I will get into that. We should start with the visuals, I guess. That's a pretty decent spot to start. So if I were to go out here to this guy right here, you can see, or I guess we'll go over here. This guy's a little bit in a better spot. You can see we have some chams on him. The chams in this cheat are basically pretty simple chams. They have default, they have flat. You can choose the color for the chams, so we could change the color to anything we want, really. And then they have player behind wall, so you see people that are behind walls. You could change the color for that too. So if we change that to a green, yep, turns green. So that's cool. Pretty simple stuff. They also have history, which is for backtrack. So if we change this to a popular color like red or something, and then we allow them to move, you can see their actual backtrack angles, and we could actually shoot them, of course. Before they start killing me, we could turn that off. So yeah, those are the chams. Pretty simple. The one thing I have to say is I don't really like the color pickers. They're a little bit buggy, but that's okay. Reflectivity, you could make them look like plastic. Basically, it'll make it a little bit closer. You can see he gets really plasticky when you turn that up, and then down he gets pretty matte finished. Pearlescent, that's the rainbow shit you see on him. With this completely off, it's just a normal color, but with this on, you can kind of get some cool, if you keep it low, you get some cool rim effects almost. But once you turn it up, it just turns into disgustingness, and you should never turn it up that much. Shine, it is legitimately just if there was a light, imagine there being a light, a spotlight on this guy. That's all shine is. It'll cast some shadows over his player model, and that's it. It's not really rim lighting, but it kind of looks like it in some cases. But if you want to do something nice, I usually keep this a little bit low. Reflectivity a little bit low as well, because I don't really like plasticky, but I don't really like completely matte. And then the pearlescent just a tiny bit, honestly the lowest you could set it is the best, just because it gives a little bit of a pop to the color. And when we do that, we could change the color to something we like. Blues always have a little bit more pearlescent in them, but yeah, that's a pretty decent color. I don't know, just something I made in 5 seconds. But yeah, so that's the chams. Pretty simple stuff. For the other bits and bobs of the ESP, we have some pretty basic stuff as well, player name, bounding box, active weapon, icon, and text. I don't know why you could have both on at the same time. Flags such as like how much money they have and stuff like that. Skeleton ESP, decent skeleton I guess. Glow ESP, change the color and all that. And then alpha ESP override, so you could actually change the like alpha of the ESP, which is pretty cool. So if you want them to be less obvious, if you want the ESP to be less obvious through walls and stuff, you can set that. I don't really use it, but yep, that's the ESP for this cheat. Basically, it's all pretty simple stuff, and I tend to like it. It's not the worst ESP. Now, if you see here, there's this thing called flash kill, and if you're wondering what that is, it actually lets you know when an enemy is possible to like kill with a flashbang or a direct impact from any grenade, really. So as you can see, he's 1 HP and it says flash kill over his head. That means if I were to throw a flashbang at him right now, it would actually kill him. There you go. It works, obviously. So yep, those are the that's basically the ESP. There's some radar stuff and some spectators and hit sounds, but it's all basic stuff. You've all seen it before, so I'm not really going to go over any of it. But yeah, that's the visuals right there. And the MISC setting is where this cheat gets interesting. So if I were to hop out here, I could show you guys. While this is a movement cheat, the one most interesting thing I want to say about it is there's no auto strafe in it. So every single cheat that you guys have probably used in the past had an auto strafer. This cheat does not, and that seems a little weird for a movement cheat. I know a lot of people can't really grasp their heads around that. But if you're trying to be good at movement, or even if you're trying to do some cool stuff with a movement cheat, not even trying to be good at movement, an auto strafer can actually mess you up. Auto strafers aren't perfect, and they don't exactly know what the human is trying to do, so it's kind of hard to transition from like a forward strafe to a backward strafe with an auto strafer sometimes. So using an auto strafer really wouldn't help you with most stuff. I could see why it would be beneficial to have like a long jump strafer in the cheat, but honestly it would be just more of a hassle than it is to have worth. So there is no auto strafer in this cheat, that's all I'm really trying to say, but they have basically everything else you would need for movement. So they have bunny hop on it, obviously. The one thing that they don't have that I wish they did was like a legit setting for bunny hopping, so it would miss some of the hops. Fake backwards. I don't really have a good way of showing you guys this, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. So in CSGO, there's bunny hopping. As you can see, you can strafing forward right now, and then there's bunny hopping backwards, which uses strafing backwards. It's basically the same exact thing, except for you hit the opposite inputs on your keys. So turning backwards or fake backwards will actually, you could strafe forward the whole time. You could do all the crazy forward stuff that you want. You hit your backwards key, and to everyone else, including the CSGO demo, so the Overwatch, you're backwards right now. As you can see on the top of my screen, it has a turn indicator. It actually just went away, but it says turned 100%. That means I'm 100% turned backwards right now. And if I were to hit this again, I'm now forwards again. So when I hit this key, it has a smooth like flip to backwards, and it doesn't get you Overwatch banned because it's very smooth. It looks like a human is doing it instead of a cheat, like just flicking. So it doesn't look like anti-aim or anything. It's not what it's supposed to be. I am not the best person to explain movement features. So jump bug is an exploit in CSGO's movement engine, basically where if you jump in the air and then hold crouch and then stop holding crouch 4 ticks before you hit the ground, or 8 tick in 128 tick servers, I believe, then you will make no noise, and if you jump again right when you hit the ground again, you get extra distance when you jump. So it's a little bit hard for me to explain, but you get extra height, not distance. So if you were to hold jump bug, when you jump back up in the air, you get extra height, and that allows you to do stuff for movement. That allows you to get to different spots or get cooler clips or whatever. So it makes a lot of easy jumps, or a lot of intermediate jumps, or like easier jumps, a lot easier to do it with jump bug than it would be to just strafe it out, I guess, because when you're using jump bug, you don't need to strafe as much to get to a further spot. I really am sorry for my bad explanation, but a good example would be, here's this clip from going from cat to chair in Middle and Mirage. As you can see, it's really easy to do it with jump bug because you don't really have to strafe at all. But if you were to try to do it without jump bug, I mean, I'm sure it's possible. I can't do it, but I'm sure it's possible. It's a lot harder. You have to strafe a lot more. So that's just an example of how jump bug can be used. It gives you more height when you jump, so it just allows you to actually go longer distances when you're doing like crazy jumps and stuff. So yeah, that's jump bug. I'm not really even gonna get into edge bug and edge jump because I mean, we've all seen edge jump, and they have a feature this for long jump which goes along with edge jump, which basically crouches at the perfect time in the air to get the furthest jump out of edge jump. But I'm not gonna get into edge bug because I can't even explain that myself. But if you guys know what it is, it has it in this cheat, so good for you. With all that being said, there's some other gimmicky stuff in here in the MISC, like a knife changer, a glove changer, glove skins, and just stuff like that. There's rank revealer, auto accept, clan tag changer, so you can see I have the Millionware clan tag. Just like I said, gimmicky stuff. The watermark up here. Oh, they actually changed how it looks since the last time I saw it. Interesting, cool. It flashes now, I think. Interesting. Hurt info, if you have this on, you shoot something, pops up in the chat for where you hit them and how much it hurt them by. So that's cool. I mean, gimmicky, like I said, there's a lot of stuff like that. One thing I will say is really cool in this cheat is disable panorama blur. So if I have this on, you can see my menu looks a lot different. And if I open my inventory, for example, it looks a lot different. So I have just like a see-through inventory, as you can see. And if I go back and turn off disable panorama blur, everything's blurred. So it kind of is actually helpful for competitive play in a way, because say you were like looking in your inventory or calling a vote or something, you could actually see if there's something going on in front of you. But when you have disable panorama blur off, you just can't. You can't see anything in front of you. So that's kind of shitty. But I genuinely think that it's a cool feature to have in the cheat. So I haven't actually seen this in cheats before, but I'm sure it's on UC somewhere or something. I'm sure it's not something that just this cheat has. They also have a name spammer. I'm not exactly sure how it's considered a name spammer because it's not actually spamming, but it just changes your name to a ton of $signs, which is super stupid, but there you go. View model offset, you could turn this on or off. You could fuck with your view model, you know. I was messing around with this on my stream. You could do some really dumb stuff, so that's fun. I definitely have fun messing around with stuff like this. Like, you do stuff like this and you look like fucking Superman flying through the sky, so that's fun. But yeah, like I said, the MISC side is basically just gimmicky stuff when it comes to everything that's not to do with movement or the skin changers. So yep, that's that. And the last little category that we're going to go over, very simple, very quickly, is the Aimbot. This is the most simple, legit bot I have ever seen in my life. It is rifle, pistols, sniper, SMG. Configure it for those different weapon types. You could have like an aimbot on key. There's FOV. You can select your hitboxes that you want to aim for. And then there's recoil compensation and smoothing. Legitimately, this is what my recoil, or this is what my my config looks like for pistols. Enabled 1.7 FOV, no smoothing on head with backtrack enabled on high. So like I said, the aimbot in this sheet is very simple. You could actually make a pretty decent legit config, but if you're going for clips, there's no reason to, so you might as well just do something like this, really flicky and obvious. Doesn't really matter. I mean, if you have decent movement in CSGO, the likeliness of you getting Overwatch banned is actually ridiculously low. Millionware, I give it a 9 out of 10 for being creative and just innovative in the sense that it's one of the most popular cheats right now, just for being a movement cheat. It's very simple aimbot, very simple visuals, but pretty outstanding movement features. So 9 out of 10. It has improvement work capabilities. Obviously it could be improved a lot, but I genuinely really like it. With that being said, it's $15 a month. It's private, so I'm sorry, most of you guys probably won't be able to get it unless you know someone that has it. So don't ask me. I'm not going to be able to give you guys any vouch copies or anything. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, so it's 9 out of 10 in my opinion. Has some work to be done to it. That's all I can say. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to subscribe. Remember, if you guys want to join that giveaway for the Onetap subscription, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be choosing a random comment, and I'll let you guys know in the next video who the winner is. Anyways, guys, Peace out. I'll see you next time.